I love it. Love the lifestyle, love the work, love the responsibility, don't love the stress, but you know, it's one of those like you take the bad with the good. Put it in this bowl. Oops. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Sam. To give some context based on the topic I'm talking about, I'm a lawyer in New York City. I'm only 27. So today I'm doing a seafood mukbang. And you can see I got my butter here with some lemon pepper seasoning in it. And I have my seafood. It came in a bag. I'm not gonna tilt it so y'all can see because I just did that. And it got all over my shirt. Thankfully it came out, so that's great. Let's see. Whew. Yeah, that's bad. And what I'm going to talk about is like what it's like to be a young lawyer in New York City. I'm not going to talk about the substantive aspects of work. If you want to learn about that, go ahead and visit the law school channel, but this channel is just all about me, all about my life. So I'm kind of going to literally tell you about what it's like to be young, be a lawyer in New York City. I guess the first thing that comes to mind for me, being professional, whatever that means, it can be overwhelming at times. Being young, being a lawyer, you're always told your reputation is everything. So obviously you wouldn't want to be 27 and just starting your legal career and creating a bad reputation for yourself. So that said, you kind of have to be more professional than everyone else your age. If that makes sense. Like the rules for you are different. The biggest pro is probably having money. Definitely. Like I think I make more money than everyone I know my age, literally. So I'm able to travel. I'm able to have job security. I'm able to do all those things. And that's obviously a major pro, but you know that saying, to whom much is given, much is expected, or something similar to that. It's really true. Like there's so much responsibility given to you at such a young age, so much stress at such a young age, so demanding, takes up so much of your time, but at the same time, you're still kind of concerned with everything else every other 27-year-old is concerned, right? Like, when am I gonna have a kid? When am I gonna have a family? All those kind of things. And I also felt this way when I was in law school. The idea of age is kind of non-existent. If that makes sense. Like, you'll be in class with people that are literally 10 years older than you, and you kind of won't even realize until you start to really think about age. Like, oh yeah, that person is whatever age. So at 27, you have so many responsibilities. You have a job that's like consuming all of your time. Like all your friends, for example, could just leave work and go to happy hour. You have to like pre-plan it, contact people, talk to other people. The fact that you are a barred attorney, it's kind of like you have way more riding on you or way more to lose than non-lawyers, if that makes sense. Because it's like, okay, let's say your friend's a teacher, your friend gets in trouble, we're both out, we're both 27, we're doing that 27-year-olds do. And then your friend gets in trouble or arrested or whatever it is, all they're not going to lose their job, if that makes sense, right? They're not in a career where an arrest or we're getting in trouble or something like that kind of ruins their whole prospect of the future, where you, on the other hand, could think like, okay, let's do this stupid thing, and then all of a sudden you're arrested. Right? Now you're arrested, now you gotta go through character and fitness, then if you get disbarred, I don't know, you literally have to choose a different career path, if that makes sense. Or for the few years that you're disbarred, you can't work. So that's something you have to think about. And then even if it was just a few years of getting, reprimanded or whatever it is, then you have to think about when you come back, okay, who's gonna hire me? Now I have this record, all these things, So it could be something little, it could be something super small, like let's go streaking, but you have to think about the, what's it called in law school again? Oh, the slippery slope. You have to think about the slippery slope. While other people, it's like a sticky staircase, right? Like one thing happens and that's the only thing that happens, while you kind of as a lawyer have to be forward thinking and think about all the possible things that could happen. It's something else to think about. It's something else to think about. And you can't even like get on social media and talk crazy, if that makes sense. Because there are tons of times where personally I wanted to express my opinions on something, but it's either too controversial, too taboo, or too out there that I didn't want it in writing. I don't want my name tied to it. And that sucks. It's like professionalism is definitely a means of censorship when you work in the law, if that makes sense. On the other end of things, being a young lawyer in New York City, pre-COVID, was so lit. You go to fancy events. Like, let me tell y'all this story. So, I was working late in the office one day, and he got tied up at work, and he was like, hey, anyone want tickets to a Knicks game tonight? Like, first come, first serve. I was like, sure, a Knicks game sounds great. So I went next door, grabbed the tickets. That was my first time ever being on the floor, like, or even close to the floor. Amazing seats. But the highlight of the game for me personally was that Megan Thee Stallion was sitting in front of me. Legit. Like, I got a picture, video with her, all of that. Oh, wow, like, this is what it's like to be a corporate lawyer. This lifestyle is kind of lit. But like I said before, to whom much is given, much is expected. I've been doing this job for a year and a half, so I guess I started when I was 25. In my opinion, dating in New York is already trash. And on top of that, being extremely busy is extremely stressful, and it's really difficult for anyone else your age to understand that. I think it'd be different maybe if I was like 39 or mid-30s, late 30s, trying to explain to someone like, hey, this job is taking up all my time. But at such a young age, it's really, really difficult for people to really understand what you're going through, the fact that you're working around the clock. There are a lot of benefits. So you go to a lot of dinners, like you really do. I mean, personally, I'm invited to a lot of steakhouses, and I don't eat steak. I don't really get to reap those benefits. So you go to a lot of steakhouses. You go to a lot of baseball games, a lot of basketball games. Whenever I see 4-course or 5-course meals, I get extremely turned off. Michelin star restaurants, all those kind of things. But that's the norm. The only thing that I appreciate from fancy foods personally are fresh oysters. Like, I love oysters. Oh, and I guess octopus. Other than that, I can pass on the fancy food, so that's something you have to get used to. You want to eat good, become a lawyer. But you'd be surprised. All of that gets exhausting. Like, after a while, you just want a pizza. Like, you get tired of all that stuff. I get tired of all that stuff, I should say. I guess some people don't. When people say if you have kids, it kind of grounds you a little bit. Obviously, I don't have kids, so I don't know that experience. But for me personally, I can't even imagine what this job would be like if I had kids right now. So that's obviously a pro of being a young lawyer. And also the ability to soak up so much from so many people. I don't know for sure if it's literally directly tied to my age, but I'm pretty sure, like, when I ask certain questions and stuff like that, people kind of could see me as being in the mentee role, and that increases their willingness to want to answer questions, work with me, things like that. So I think that's a pro. I love it. Love the lifestyle, love the work, love the responsibility, don't love the stress, but you know, it's one of those, like, you take the bad with the good. If you like this video, if you like this conversation, don't know why I have this podcast mic, but if you like the mic, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share, and watch out for more videos. Peace. I wear these Fila boots a lot, but this winter, I've gotten these boots, and I feel like realistically, I'm probably gonna wear these over these if a snow situation comes about, so they can go. Where's the other ones? These are like my first pair of Gucci slides. These are like